Hi, it's Jeroen from Salesforce, and today I'll show you how to configure your pipelines. Specifically, I'll cover how to create multiple pipelines and add or delete stages, what an inactivity task or reminder is, and how to set the probability of a stage and what it is used for. When you first start using Salesforce, you're given a default pipeline that runs from lead to won or lost. But every sales process is different, so if you want to add a stage, you go to Settings, Configure Pipelines. Once there, you press the blue plus sign and then Create Stage. Let's say we want to add a stage called Interested for contacted opportunities that show interest but aren't qualified yet. We'll add it to our pipeline called Sales. We'll keep the probability at 0% since there's currently no chance of winning a deal in this stage. We're not actively selling to them yet. You can choose whichever color you'd like for the stage and also set an inactivity task for it. You can reorder stages just by dragging and dropping them. You can edit the stage by clicking its pencil icon, or you can delete the stage by pressing the trash icon. From here, you can also create a whole new pipeline, for example, for investors. Since contacts in the interested stage are relatively hot and need follow-up, let's set the inactivity task to 5 days. That means that if you haven't interacted with an account in that stage for 5 days, Salesforce will remind you to follow up. If you'd rather not use this feature, you can also turn it off or set it to your default number of days, which you'll find in Settings, Task Settings under Account Inactive for X days. The default is 10 days, but you can change it at any time. The great thing about inactivity tasks is that you can set a different value for each stage. For example, an opportunity in the lead stage might remind you to follow up after 10 days of no interaction, while one in the proposal made stage, much closer to closing, might remind you every 3 days instead. You can change a stage's probability by clicking the pencil icon in Settings Configure Pipelines. This probability represents how likely you are to actually close a deal in that stage as won. For instance, at the lead stage, where someone has just visited your website or filled out a contact form, the likelihood of closing that deal right now is 0%. Once you've made contact, it's still fairly unlikely, so that might stay at 0 too. But once you've qualified the lead, confirm they need your solution, have the budget, and you're talking to the decision maker, you might set that at 20%. And once you've sent a proposal, you might set that at 50% even. Of course, every sales process is different, so your own probabilities may look completely different at each stage. That's exactly why you can customize them yourself using the pencil icon. Salesforce uses these stage probabilities to calculate a sales forecast or an expected revenue in your Insights revenue dashboard. Expected revenue is calculated by taking the value in each stage and multiplying it by the probability of closing it as one, then adding all the stages together. The lower your probabilities, the lower your expected revenue will appear, and the higher they are, the higher it will appear. The more accurate your probability assumptions, the more accurate your expected revenue figures will be. That's everything I have for you today on configuring your pipelines. As always, if you have any questions, you can contact us on the chat. Thanks for watching.